I mean, don't just generally only children go with their parents to zoos? I haven't been to one since I turned like 8 or something. Yeah, I think so. I think I was at school there with my class as well, but never since then. I don't really know what you do in a zoo anyway. I mean, you can just look at animals. Is that all you do there? Aren't llamas actually kind of dangerous animals? I mean, they can spit at you, but also, I don't know. Can't they like kick you and then, I don't know. I don't know if I would feel comfortable bringing small children to llamas. I mean, if you want to watch animals just ride the subway, you can see humans on the subway. You can watch them. It's probably just as exciting. It's even free. Well, you can wear sunglasses so people cannot say and tell what you're looking at. That's the pro tip for riding the subway and staring at people. Just wear like reflective sunglasses, then people cannot say, they cannot see when you're looking at them for like half an hour, and everything will be fine. But you cannot actually see me, can you? I mean, isn't that the aspect that you would enjoy in the subway or in the zoo? You know, you can't really see, I don't know, what my face is doing while I talk to you.
Kindness, what are you gonna name the slum junk?
Well, I kind of made a decision. I just need a 3-letter word now. Well, yeah, if you want to see what my face looks like, you can probably figure out ways to do that. You know, I have a mysterious Twitter account in which I post pictures of people that I pay to post me. So,
But you haven't posted a picture of yourself in your cloud outfit.
In my what?
In your cloud outfit?
Oh, no, I haven't done that. I actually do not have that picture. So I cannot actually do that, but...
You keep saying that, but I don't believe you.
Well, you have to believe me, it's the truth.
Guys, Kindness has a picture of himself dressed up as Cloud, and he doesn't want to share it with us.
Well, I think it's gonna be, you will see it at some point. When you're a bit older, and I'm a bit older, and everybody is a bit older, like, I don't know, maybe in a year or so.
You said that last year.
But maybe just half a year now. That's, I don't know, is that fair?
So, like, Christmas.
Yeah, it's gonna be a big Christmas present. How about that?
Okay. Fine, I'll hold you to it. Everyone remember this stream. Write down the day in your journal.
You know, actually this area is quite dangerous because you can get encounters with Aerith and you haven't actually saved yet. You can die here, so... In this mod at least, this is kinda dangerous. So, how did your cake baking go anyway? Didn't you intend to bake a cake some time ago?
Me?
Yes.
I ran out of flour making pancakes this morning.
You can run out of flour.
Yeah.
That's unfortunate. I don't actually know what is used to make pancakes because I obviously never made any.
It's actually pretty similar to cake, you just use a lot less sugar. Or no sugar at all, really.
Well, I guess to be fair, I don't really know what you use to make cake either. I mean, usually I would also just Google some kind of recipe. I mean, usually I would just buy cake. That seems to be the most foolproof method involving me.
It's like flour, sugar, eggs. That's most of it. And then you kind of add other stuff.
You know, I think last time I actually was involved in the making of a cake, I was still a child.
How long has it been since you were no longer a child?
Well, that probably wasn't even in this century, that was probably in the last century. Maybe like, I don't know, last millennium as well? You know, like, several centuries ago, let's just call it that.
Kenneth, are you an immortal vampire?
I like garlic, by the way. How could I be a vampire if I like garlic?
Well, I like milk, but I am lactose intolerant. So it's kind of the same thing, isn't it?
Maybe. Do I have friends? Well, are you saying you're not my friend? Wow, I'm feeling offended right now. Somebody is saying they're not my friend over the internet. I don't know how I should cope with that.
Do you and your German friends have Final Fantasy VII speedrunning parties?
Well, actually all my real world friends, they don't really understand speedrunning. They don't quite even understand video games that much. It's quite a lonely life that people that know me and I share.
Aww.
I mean, we have like other things in common, but I don't know. The kind of friends I have, they're not too much into video games. It's kind of sad. You may now regret my life and, you know, have some sympathy.
Out of all your friends that don't play Final Fantasy VII, which one do you think would get the best time for any percent?
That is a good question, I don't know. I mean, some of them actually have played PlayStation games before. So I would assume that if you have played a PlayStation game before, you would have a clear advantage, right? Compared to if you never actually played a video game.
Yeah, I agree. Is this going to be a 100% hardcore mod run?
Yeah, I will probably, well, I mean, I will beat all the bosses and probably do all the optional stuff, but I might not get all the items and kind of pointless things in this one.
You're not going to grind for Earth Mallet?
I don't even know if you can still get it in the same way, so, you know, I don't know if it's still in the game, the item.
Well, when you submit your your speedrun category, what category is it going to be for this one?
Probably all bosses.
That's a solid one.
I mean, what kind of person doesn't understand card games?
What about card games inside video games?
Well, if you don't understand video games, you probably don't understand card games and video games either. No, actually in this mod, Emerald weapon is just green, and I think it's not even changed at all. It's a pretty dull enemy. Only in Sega Chief's mod do enemies have new colors.
Wait, this hardcore mod doesn't change the weapons at all?
I think it does, but not very substantially, so it's almost as if the weapons aren't changed at all.
Oh, that's disappointing.
I mean, to be fair, they're already quite hard. I mean, not really that hard, but they're already kind of hard enemies, so you can definitely make them still much harder, but people who make mods just seem to get lazy and just spare them because, you know, they're kind of already hard, so they just...
Sega Chief isn't lazy. He's a good man.
Sega Chief is special. He deserves an award for his many-fold efforts making the world a more colorful place.
Although, to be fair, brown isn't a great color.
It's a color. Oh, I don't actually have enough money to do anything in Wall Market. This could be an issue. I need to actually sell stuff again. Wow, cool.
At least you have 30 grenades.
Yeah, I'm not even sure if grenades are that useful in this mod anymore, but I mean, I haven't played this in probably a year or so. So my memory is a bit foggy on this. On how useful they actually are in this mods. Oh, speaking of cake though, I mean, I didn't make cake, but last weekend I made Jello. Isn't that almost identical to cake?
Jello? Did you get like the Jello packets and like mix it with water and stuff?
Well, I had to actually cook it and add stuff myself, you know, like sugar and...
Oh, interesting. How did it turn out? Was it good?
Yeah, it was good. I actually put fruits in it. I had a raspberry flavored Jello, and I put raspberries in it, like frozen raspberries.
I don't think I've ever had that kind of berry. I don't even know what you said.
Well, I mean, you can just have quite bland Jello, where you just make Jello and that's it. But you can put fruit in Jello, or, you know, you can basically put anything in Jello. Monies, coins, underwear, flowers. I mean, it should probably be edible, that helps, but... your imagination is your limit in this regards.
I like cherry flavored Jello.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
I mean, it's usually just red. That's actually the Jello that's wet here. It's usually either raspberry flavored or cherry flavored, and you can't really even like spot the difference. They just kind of all taste the same actually, even though they apparently...
What raspberry is?
Well, I mean, raspberry and cherry shouldn't actually be the same, but they kind of taste the same in Jello at least. I mean, it's probably just some kind of chemical that's... I don't know, tastes vaguely like either. You know, speaking of Jello, we only really have 3 varieties. We have green, red, and yellow Jello. And, I mean, they're all of different flavors, but we don't really have blue Jello, which I find quite sad, because blue is a nice color for Jello, I would say.
You don't have green Jello? Or, I mean, orange Jello?
Well, we have yellow, but not really orange, no.
What about purple?
We only have red, green, and yellow.
Huh. In America, we have rainbow Jello.
How can it even, like, work? I mean, when you make Jello, it only really has one color, right?
You want me to post a picture in the Discord chat?
Sure, you can do that. I mean, do you just take 6 different Jello, you know, colors, and then just stack them on top of each other?
Wait, by Discord I mean Twitch.
That's probably more useful, yeah. Well, I mean, you can flavor Jello. It's not technically all the same. You can spot the difference if you have a tongue and taste buds.
So you mean to tell me you don't have blue Jello?
No, we actually don't.
The link didn't work.
I mean, you can just, you know, use food coloring to color it whatever way you want to color it, but you can't really buy it pre-packed to end up blue, or any other color really. Hey Fine Lines, how are you?
There we go. I did it. I posted it in Discord and then I used the Discord upload link to put it in Twitch.
That's very ingenious. Yeah, I mean, isn't that just you add 6 types of Jello on top of each other?
Yeah.
So that's a lot of work. I mean,
But isn't it cool?
it looks cool, but that's a lot of work still.
You know, a big part of food is presentation.
What if you're blind?
Then you probably don't care much about food presentation.
Yeah. Just assume that all the guests you're having are blind. Saves you a lot of cooking time, I guess.
Should you also assume that all guests you're having have disabled taste buds and can't taste your food?
Well, that would probably help you even more, but that's a bit of a stretch, isn't it?
So you just serve them like watery gruel for every meal? Just tell them that what they're eating is really good, since they can't taste it.
Well, I mean, if you want to be really good, you don't actually serve stuff you get to other people's houses, and you assemble their foods. I think that's what is called the pro strats. Disregards.
Kranos, how long would a 100% run of real life take?
Well, how would you even define 100% in real life? I think you cannot do that.
You're the master of defining 100%, so I had to leave that up to you.
I mean, there's too many side quests in real life. You can't really do that, I'm afraid.
Are you saying it's impossible?
Yeah, it's not possible. You'd have to take too many nap breaks as well.
What do you think is the highest percent that could be obtainable in a real life speedrun?
That's of course a very interesting question. Let's say, I don't know, 14%?
14?
Yeah, 14.
Okay, how long would that take, you think, for the world record?
14%? Well, depending on how you time it, of course. Where do you start the timing?
As soon as the run begins.
Well, in that case, I mean, how do you even standardize that? I mean, how do you make sure that you all start at the same time?
Big stopwatch. And a camera.
Well, it would probably take no less than 5 weeks to get 40% in life.
Is that 5 straight weeks or 5 weeks of off and on playing life?
Well, 5 straight weeks. You have to do it non-stop in 5 weeks.
So probably not a good run for a GDQ or ESA.
Well, I don't think anybody speedruns games that are not video games to begin with. Also, I completely forgot how this works. I haven't been there, have I?
I think you have to go to Don Cornea's mansion and Eris gives you the idea to... Oh wait, are you at the cross-dressing part yet?
I forgot everything about this game. Oh, I need to talk to this guy first, right? Oh, dude, that's ridiculous. I mean, if all the jello you've had tasted the same, I think you just had poor quality jello. I mean, high quality jello should taste different from each other based on what flavor you have.
Or maybe low quality taste buds.
Maybe you have no taste buds. You know, actually recently, I mean, I used to think I was a super taster, as in I have so many taste buds that I taste a lot of stuff very vividly, and just too much taste I have. Because I cannot really stand coffee and some other things that apparently are linked to having many taste buds. But some other things now just made me question that, and now I think I have too few taste buds. I don't know. I either have way too many or way too few, and I can't really figure out which it is.
Well, you do eat a lot of dry oats.
Yeah.
Those don't have a ton of taste, so... It could be either that you're so sensitive to taste that you choose to eat things that don't have taste as to not be oversensitive to them, or that you have so few taste buds that it doesn't matter to you what you eat, so you just choose to eat things that don't have taste.
Yeah.
Maybe someone could set up some kind of taste test where they set up things that taste similar but not exactly the same, and see if you can tell them apart.
Maybe somebody can design a test for that exactly, just for me, so I can finally figure out if I have too many or too few taste buds.
Tell 2 bowls of dry oats in front of you, and one of them will
You
have...
eat haute cuisine all the time? Are you French? Because I don't think anybody else would talk about haute cuisine anyway. But that sounds like... What exactly do you eat? Are you like a professional food taster?
Just like the professional Ben & Jerry's food taster who has the golden spoon.
I mean, there's food critics, just like there's literary critics, you know, there's all kinds of critics, and there's also food critics who just get paid to eat food and write reviews on foods. That sounds like a fun occupation.
You should start critiquing food during cutscenes of your speedruns. Kind of like a mukbang, but instead of just eating a bunch of low quality food, you eat a little bit of high quality food and then go give extensive reviews on it.
I could try that.
You could start off with things such as yellow Skittles.
Well, I mean, I had Skittles once, and the experience wasn't entirely pleasant.
10 out of 10 review.
I mean, it was nice to try them, but I don't think I enjoyed them. I mean, Skittles they look like they would taste good, but when I tried them, they were nothing like I thought they would be like. They were kind of disappointing, actually. You know, actually, there's something else I haven't had. Is it called Twizzlers or something? It's like a plastic-looking wet piece of junk or something.
Plastic.
Junk.
Twizzlers look like plastic and taste like plastic.
Oh, they also taste like I mean, they look really delicious. Twizzlers? Yeah, I think they're called Twizzlers. They are like in some kind of little package. They're like a fruit gum candy or something. Um, yeah, kind of like licorice, like wet licorice, I think. And
It's basically just cherry flavored licorice.
Oh, I mean, they kind of look nice to me, but I don't know what they taste like. Also, I definitely want to try, I mean, I also feel that Twinkies would taste good, but I never had them. You actually can't buy them here. So, I can't just go and try them because you can't even get them here. What are Twinkies like anyway?
It's like a cream-filled donut, except the cream tastes like styrofoam.
So they also aren't that good, I hear.
I mean, you don't think too hard about it. They're okay because it's mostly like fat and sugar are like easy ways to make things taste good. But it's not good like high quality. It's good like you're just eating a bunch of fat and sugar. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, but do they like taste noticeably, you know, chemical? I don't know. Do you taste as if it's reducing your lifespan?
Tastes very artificial.
Oh, they taste artificial? I mean, that's not good. I mean, I don't know. It's kind of a turn off in foods. If you can actually like taste that it's just some kind of chemical crap.
Certainly is not hot cuisine.
It would probably not get the Kino seal of approval.
Would kind of not rate it 5 stars out of 5 on his food review stream. Have you ever had Oreos, Kinos?
Yes, actually I like Oreos. Is that surprising to you?
Have you dipped them in milk, or did you just eat them by themselves?
I mean, I don't really like milk, so I just eat them. I open the package and I eat them. I don't partake in any kind of ceremonial Oreo ritual.
Did you know that Oreos are about as addictive as cocaine?
I don't believe that. Are you just making up stuff right now? I'm shocked.
I mean, it's not. I wouldn't say it's scientifically confirmed, but there was a study that said that was the case after they did some trials with rats.
Was that study taken in some kind of kindergarten?
I mean, does it matter where you put the rats? It's not like kindergarten rats are dumber than college rats. But I'm sure it's from some college. Let me see if I can find it.
I mean, to be fair though, when it comes to Oreos, I hear you have a lot of different flavors. What kind of flavors do you have?
You know, they just came out with Swedish fish flavored Oreos. Yeah.
Do you know what kind of flavors we have? We have like Oreos. Then we have like double Oreos, which have like twice the cream filling in the middle. And we have like white Oreos, which are like normal Oreos with like a milk with a white chocolate cover all around. We have these three. I don't know if we have any else. So our Oreo supply is kind of very limited, isn't it? I mean, I hear you have like wet velvet cake Oreos and I don't know, many other things. We have only those 3 types as far as I can say. It's kind of sad.
Yeah, they've kind of gone off the deep end with Oreo flavors. I think they're running out of ideas, so they're like, fuck it, let's just put this in there.
It's not as crazy as Pringle flavors. If you've ever looked at like all the different flavors of Pringles, I'm sure there are hundreds of them, and they get crazier and crazier every year.
I actually think we have quite a few Pringle flavors as well, but I'm not really into chips at all, so I don't really care about chips.
Oreos are super artificial, or excuse me, Pringles are super artificial too.
Yeah. I'm not a fan of Pringles, not to mention you can't get your hand down in there once you get too far.
Whatever you want, Daddy. This is a great scene. I hope it comes back in the remake.
Oh, it will. Probably a little more PC. I'm hooked. Also, I'm making the game myself. My dad works for Sony. They said that the release of the remake should be March of next year.
Oh really? I mean, didn't they?
Yep.
They just postponed FF15 from September to December, so I guess they can also just easily postpone that FF7 release.
Yeah. My thought is that they saw how upset people were that they delayed 15, so they're like, alright, screw it, let's just throw 7 out there. I'm just hoping I'm not disappointed, though I probably will be in some form.
I mean, are Pringles actually American? Like, are they produced in the US? I have no idea.
Yep.
Oh, I see. No, I don't really like Pringles. I don't really like any kind of crisps or chips. They are potatoes. I don't really like potatoes.
What is a good, quick, easy snack food that you like?
To be honest, I don't really believe in snacks. I don't know. Just take a nap when you're hungry.
I find it hard to sleep when I'm hungry.
Really?
Much easier for me to sleep when I have food.
So you mean when you have a food coma and just pass out from it?
No, I don't mean when I eat a huge meal. I just mean like when I'm not like actively thinking about how hungry I am.
I don't know, I eat probably like a lot of yogurts. You can always have like some yogurts.
Greek yogurt?
Sorry?
Is it Greek yogurt or normal yogurt?
Well, it's usually just vanilla yogurts. I don't know. I also really don't like chocolate yogurts, or chocolate ice cream.
Chocolate yogurt? I've never even heard of chocolate yogurt.
Well,
all the yogurt I've seen is like fruit flavored.
I have chocolate yogurt in my fridge, and now I'm gonna eat some because you guys brought it up.
For some reason, I also don't like chocolate cake. I only like chocolates, but I don't like chocolate flavored things like cake, ice cream, or yogurts, or I don't know. Choose.
What are your favorite hamburger toppings, Kynos?
Hamburger toppings? What exactly is a hamburger topping to begin with?
Like ketchup, mustard, relish, pickles, lettuce, tomato.
Well, I definitely do not like mustards. It's yellow. I like ketchup and I like pickles.
Do you like dill pickle or sweet pickle or?
I don't really know what the difference between those is. You know, I think
the small sweet pickles or the larger, less sweet pickles.
Oh, definitely the smaller, sweeter ones. Yeah, I think I might have confused pudding with yogurts, but in essence it's not really that different, because I actually have both. You know.
I thought yogurt was created with like a dairy reaction with some bacteria, and then pudding is just like sugar mush.
No, that's not. I mean, at least the kind of pudding I have is very close to yogurt. Actually, it's just it's also dairy, and I mean it's all just the milk products. Essentially, it's just a matter of like how long the milk has been rotting for, more or less.
Oh, okay. I don't know much about how pudding is made, but I didn't think it was any way related to the way.
No, but it's definitely I mean, I'm seriously, it's about milk. You have you ever like made pudding yourself, like cooking it?
No, I've only made mousse, which is similar but not the same.
Yeah, you use a lot of milk. So it's like a milk dessert.
Oh snap! Fake E-Man just posted a picture of his chocolate yogurt. That's definitely not pudding.
It's healthier than pudding, I think.
You know, actually, the one good thing about Sega Mod is that he put a save point in this place. There's none here, so that's a bit unfortunate.
Wicked Chief is a good man.
Sometimes.
What a great guy.
You know, speaking of yogurt and pudding, there's also other variations. Have you heard of curds?
Yes, but I never want to try it because it sounds nasty.
You know, the German word for curd is actually quark, which is also the same name for a for a particle in physics. It's kind of funny.
Like quark?
Quark, yeah, that's the German word for it.
So the German word for quark is quad?
Yeah, I mean, in German, quark can stand for curd or quark, so it's both a name for a particle in physics and a milk dessert. It's kind of awkward.
Would you rather... Well, I mean, if you eat curd, it will have quarks in it, so I guess it's not really a good question.
Yeah, isn't that surprising?
Does this apps hurt himself with his wave tsunami?
Yes, I think it still does.
But does this mod basically just make their health and damage higher, or does it do extra stuff like...
I don't actually recall that, but I think apps isn't really too hot in this mod either. At least that's what I hope. Otherwise I'm screwed.
What's the German word for toilet?
What do you think it is?
That's a good question, let me think about it.
Do you maybe assume that the word toilet could be international?
No, I don't think it's international. I think they have their own word for it.
Well, I mean, there's different synonyms for bathroom. But if you just mean the object, like the toilet, it's also just the toilet in German.
Oh.
I actually think that is the case in most languages.
Wait, you don't have barbecue in Germany?
What do you mean by barbecue exactly?
The sauce. But also the act of barbecuing things, and also the flavor.
You mean like the social activity? Like going outside and roasting stuff on the grill?
Coming together with friends to grill things in a barbecue, and also the barbecue sauce that you put on meat.
Well, I'm sure you can buy barbecue sauce, but like there's not quite the same kind of activity that you would call barbecuing. Like in German you would call it like grilling. Like the barbecue grill is just called a grill, and it's just all called kind of like, you use the word grill, kind of like the English word grill, and you call it that. Also, like in Germany, you only really mostly barbecue like sausages, which are terrible, and steak, and that's more or less it. Barbecue here is
really likes bratwurst.
Do you like them?
I don't know. Sometimes they're okay.
I don't like them. They're just kind of very boring sausages. I don't know, people
I usually eat them like a hot dog. We'll put them in a bun with ketchup and mustard.
Yeah. Well, you spell it the same as in English, the word toilets.
Pronounce it the same?
Yes. Actually, wait, no. I think what am I saying? It's you actually you don't spell it the same and you don't say the same. You add like a TE at the end, and it's called toilette. Oh, well, you can say it more German, like toilette, and but it's essentially the same word. It's just different spelling and pronunciation. It's like a Germanification. Well, actually, it's more like a French variant of the English words. Yeah, I mean, it's definitely more French than English, but it's the same word stem. I mean, isn't toilet French origin anyway? I'm sure the word actually comes from French.
According to the online etymology dictionary, the noun toilet comes from the 1530s, which originally meant cover or bag for clothes, then Middle French toilette, of cloth, a bag for clothes, diminutive of toilet, cloth net.
That's interesting.
Toilet acquired in association with upper-class dressing by the 18th century, with the specific sense a fine cloth cover on the dressing table for the articles spread upon it. Hence, the articles collectively used in dressing. Subsequent sense evolution in English, mostly following French uses, is to act or process of dressing, especially in the dressing and powdering of the hair, in 1680s, then a dressing room in 1819, especially one with a lavatory attached, then lavatory or porcelain plumbing fixture in 1895, an American euphemistic use. So it was originally a French word related to dressing, but Americans turned it into the toilet we all know and love today, where you poop in it.
Exciting.
Aren't you glad you learned something useful and exciting today, Kindness?
I'm actually quite fond of etymology. It kind of helps me to learn new words that I don't understand. You know, like, for some reason, some time ago, I had a very hard time discerning the words astute and asinine. But then I read about their etymology, and, I mean, it doesn't really explain much why they're that, but ever since then I have a very easy time discerning those two. I mean, it's oftentimes quite useful to know what the words, you know, how they derive their meaning and how they came to be. It kind of helps you to understand what they are supposed to mean.
Wow, these ghosts screen for a lot. You just wanted to take that ghost hand?
Yeah, I'm not sure if I really need it, but it's probably not bad to have it.
Does ghost hand cast drain? Is that what that does?
Yeah, it absorbs MP. It's not really useful, but who knows. This mod is peculiar anyway. It might be of some use at some point. Also, I'm just picking up those items, which probably are of no use either, but, you know, it doesn't hurt to get them. You know, some words have really strange origins. I can't really think of an example right now, but some words don't really mean, or didn't really initially mean what they mean nowadays.
Like awesome?
Well, I mean, awesome is not really that weird, is it? I don't know. Do you want to talk about the history of awesome?
Excuse me, I meant awful.
Well, I mean, just that it contains the word awe, which, I don't know, hasn't really changed that much. It just means that something is awe-inspiring and, you know, it's grand and almost spiritually inclined. I don't know. It doesn't seem that strange. I'm thinking of a good example, but I can't really think of one. Of a word that has changed a lot in meaning.
Well, awful now just basically just means something that's really bad. But
yeah,
it originally was, like you said, something that's like awe-inspiring, and like it could be something that's really good. It's just something that's really.
But it's still about awe, you know. It's still like bad, but you can
I
kind
wouldn't
of.
say so. I'd say like if like someone sneaks into your house and shits on your bed and climbs up through the window, you go into your room and you smell the poop and you sit on your bed and you're like, wow, that's awful. That's really bad. But you wouldn't feel any awe towards it. You'd just be like, this sucks and I really hate it, and that's why you call it awful.
Well, depends from your life perspective. You could still find some awe in it, I guess.
I'd say it's unlikely. Might
depend on your perspective. You know, I don't know. There's this English word called impeccable, which means like flawless, and it comes from the Latin roots, which essentially means like without sin, because in Latin, peccare means to sin. So, you know, that's nowadays kind of really weird, but I don't know. That's not really a good example either, but I don't know, something like that. I wonder what the term.
Pretty good, because it's like you said, it still means flawless, and back then it meant without sin. So
Yeah, I wonder what the etymology of shit is. Isn't there a South Park episode in that? Where they are allowed to use the word shit on television? Would you like me
to read you the etymology of shit?
Yeah, sure, go ahead.
Okay. Shit noun, from Old English scitte, I don't know how to pronounce that, which meant purging, diarrhea. From source of shit, verb, sense of excrement, dates from 1580s. Old English had scytel. Middle English had shitel, for dung and excrement. The usual 14th century noun seems to have been turd. Use for obnoxious person is since at least 1508, meaning misfortune, trouble, is attested from 1937. Shit-faced drunk is 1960s student slang. Shitless is from 1942. Up shit creek in trouble is from 1937. To not give a shit is from 1922. Pessimist expressing same shit different day is from 1989. And shitticism is from Robert Frost's word for scatological writing.
Shitticism, that's my favorite. I'm gonna start using that.
It doesn't seem to have changed a lot though. I don't know. There wasn't some kind of...
Yeah, it sounds like it originally meant excrement and diarrhea back in the 15th century or 14th century.
Hey, subcultures. Well, somehow we just ended up talking about words and what they mean, where they come from. But anyway, isn't there a South Park episode on that? Literally the etymology of shits, and you know, they're allowed to use the word shit on television, and all of a sudden just turns into the apocalypse. I don't know. Are you actually allowed to use the word shit on American television? Like, is it bleeds or what happens?
No, it depends on the station, I think, and you get like a certain amount, maybe?
Yeah. And it's after a certain time, like, during the day you can't say it, but like, I think it's after 10 p.m. maybe?
That's funny.
Well, turd is Old English tord, piece of excrement from Proto-Germanic turdam, source also of Middle Dutch torde, piece of excrement, Old Norse tordifil, Dutch tortwevel, which is dung beetle.
I see. Doesn't seem that, you know, unusual in how it changed meaning or how it attained meaning.
Shit for verb is from the root meaning to split, which is from Greek skatos, from root meaning to cut off.
You know, I wonder if in some time... Also, I kind of should have... Wait, this sucks. I should have said 80 meter weights. I wonder if in... I mean, already now you can find... Well, only Urban Dictionary entries, but still, you can find entries in dictionaries, Urban Dictionary, for words like bay and, you know, words that arguably are not even words, but just typos.
Well, isn't LOL in, like, Webster's dictionary now?
I don't know. I would argue that LOL has more meaning than they. But I guess that's subjective. You know, I mean, there's people out there who don't know what LOL means, so it's probably good that it's in. I mean, dictionaries are there to, you know, help you understand language. So, I mean, there's a reason why they're in the dictionary.
I searched Bay in the Merriam-Webster dictionary, and I got Bachelor of Aeronautical Engineering.
I mean, in some dictionaries, there's lots of acronyms and abbreviations in them, you know, like, at least in the German ones, there's abbreviation for like different titles and kind of like that. So I mean, it's not a word, but it still makes sense to have them because you might not know what they mean. Well, to be fair, I just spent all my money on grenades, so it's kind of my own fault. But look at my grenades, I have some grenades. I mean, to be fair, ASL is just one proper word, isn't it?
ASL stands for age, sex, location, right?
Yeah, that's what it stands for.
3 words.
Isn't it also a disease? Wait, is that ALS? Oh yeah, that's ALS, never mind.
Yeah, that's Lou Gehrig's disease you're thinking
Yeah.
Well, ASL is also American Sign Language. Which is, I'm sure, what most people know it as. So acronyms are nouns and abbreviations aren't nouns? Well, maybe not. No. Kainos, what's your ASL?
Well, I prefer to leave some questions unanswered.
Okay, Fakey Man, what's your ASL?
It just brings back so many memories of being a dumb little child in AOL Instant Messenger rooms. Hacking that.
ASL was around back then? I thought it came around from like Omegle. I didn't realize.
Is that actually still a site, Omegle? Wasn't initially chat roulette?
They're different, but the same thing.
Oh, I see.
Different sites, but similar idea.
No, ASL's been around forever, since the internet, essentially, because I remember going into chat rooms and you'd find, I'm doing air quotes, women or girls that were, you know, talking to you. I'd love to see statistics on how often I was lied to.
100% my friend. 100% of the time.
Yeah, you're probably right. The internet was a new thing. We didn't know people would lie to us.
Oh, I already have cross slash. Yeah, that's strange.
Can you paralyze Reno?
I don't know. Normally you can. I'm not sure about this mod. You can't. I'm sure you can normally, but probably just not in this mod. Yeah, also the pirate has much more HP. Wow, this fight wasn't much harder at all. It was a very simple fight, never mind. I'm kind of surprised actually that I already got to this point. It only took me like 2 to 3 hours. I mean, it's not even that much slower than the original game. Well, it is much slower, but it's not really that much slower. I expected this to be taking a little longer. Well, I'm not sure if the official terminology is bitch slapped, but I guess he did, yeah. Isn't there actually a game in which I just read that there's a game in which you can't select your character's gender, it's randomly distributed as attributed, and people got really mad about that. I'm not sure what game that is, but I heard there's like some kind of game, and you couldn't select...
I believe you were talking about Rust.
Could be, I have no idea. But people got angry like because they didn't...
survival games.
Oh, yeah, it could be. And they got really angry because they couldn't select the gender of the character. They didn't like that at all.
Kynos, if your gender was randomly assigned to you, which random gender would you get?
Probably a random one. I mean, what game is it, did you say?
It's called Rust. It's by Face Punch Studios. It's a survival game where you run around and try to gather resources and not starve.
I never heard of that.
Most of the time in the game you just run around and kill people and take their stuff.
Sounds like a fun game.
It's fun when you get people to work with you. Otherwise, it's just you versus the world. You get shot up by dudes with assault rifles when all you have is a rock.
Oh well. Is it? I mean, I guess you have to buy the game, right? It's not like some kind of free game.
I got it for free, but most people have to pay for it.
Whatever that means. Did you steal it?
I was curious about the game, so I was watching people streaming it, and one guy was streaming it. He had like 0 viewers, and I watched him when we were talking for a while. And I said, if you buy me Rust, I'll help you build your castle. And then he got me Rust, and I helped him build his castle.
So you kind of stole it.
It didn't cost me any money. In the same way that you stole my $6.66 donation a couple hours ago, yes.
Well, that's close enough, yeah. Yeah, I mean, I know very little about games, actually. It's... I mean, who would have thought I play old games, and I don't know about new games, what a surprise. Hey, Trevko. I literally have no idea what H1Z1 It's a shooter game, right? You shoot people.
H1Z1 is like the same thing, but it has zombies in it.
Yeah, zombies. There's a Z in it, of course it's about zombies. But I mean, I haven't played Overwatch, but I know what it is, kind of. It's some kind of other... Wait, I think actually I talked to Segative about this, and he told me it's like the successor of Team Fortress, and of course I have no idea what Team Fortress is.
Yeah, it's basically Team Fortress. So just all the things you know about Team Fortress, just apply that to the new game.
Yeah, that helps me.
Overwatch is.
You know what's worse than just not knowing what Overwatch is? Sometimes I turn on television here in this country, and you get advertisement on the you know, on channels, and there's apparently some really cheesy Overwatch ads in German. I don't really know what they're trying to tell me about the game, but it's all very awkward. Do they have those advertisements also in American television?
I have never seen an Overwatch advertisement personally, so I don't know.
It's just very cringeworthy. Imagine an ad like that. Yeah, something about heroes. I don't really know. It's all very awkward.
Is it about heroes never die?
Could be.
Is there a man in big armor whose name is Reinhardt, who charges in and has a big shield?
I usually don't watch, I just listen.
And is then there a blonde doctor that comes in after him with wings and a big healing thing? She says something in German and then heals him?
I didn't really pay that much attention, so I guess I might have lost interest after the first 2 to 3 seconds. And I can't quite...
short man that builds a turret and drinks yellow juice, and then burps loudly and the fire comes out of his mouth?
No, that could be another product. That doesn't sound like Overwatch.
Is there a British girl that says, "Cheers, love, the cavalry's here," and then she teleports in and shoots people with her machine pistols?
I don't know what kind of ad that is, but you know, I suppose you're describing an actual ad for some kind of different product, but I cannot determine what product it is.
Is there a blue-skinned woman who speaks French in a very tight bodysuit with a sniper rifle that grapples onto things and shoots people and says "Je ne sais quoi"?
That sounds like some kind of condom ads. But I don't even think they're on television here. I don't know. Speaking of those, you know, today I was walking by a bus station and they have like some kind of ads for like a gynecologist / urologist. They're like, wait, no, that's not it. They have like an ad for condoms literally on a bus station wall. It's kind of funny. They have like little comics and like 2 comic people up. It's like you can easily tell they're having sex, and it says like use condoms. I don't know, do they have that in the US as well, or is that too European? Yeah, it's kind of an out there ad, I guess. I wonder, do they have those in the US, or is it like, can you even have such ads?
They don't really have those in the US.
I see.
We do have condom commercials, as far as I know.
Yeah.
But they're fairly low-key.
Oh, I see. Well, I mean, it's literally 2 like cartoon people, a man and a woman, and they're literally having they're having like sex on a nightstand, and it says it said like
that sounds uncomfortable.
Well, it looks rather hilarious, and it says like it's that easy, and you should use condoms. That's I don't really understand the message of it, but it's kind of, you know, humorous, and apparently I mean, nobody seems to bother. I mean, I don't really care, but I wonder if, I don't think you would have them in the US, right? That might just be too risky, too risque. Also, I think I need to buy more grenades. Hey, Canutes. I mean, I'm a little bit broke. That's a little bit unfortunate. I don't know what that's supposed to mean. That sounds funny.
Whoa! Metallic guy cheered you. When did he do that?
When you were not here, I guess.
How do I even cheer people?
You have to buy cheers. Wait, no, you have to. What are they called? Bits? You buy bits and then you use them. It's all rather silly.
Okay.
I mean, it's essentially Twitch's way of integrating donations from which they profit and not, you know, PayPal or whatever. Are you actually? I mean, I'm sure you're allowed to disclose this, how much you get like per bit, right? But you can probably just look it up somewhere.
If someone donates 100 bits, you get like 60 of them? Something like that?
Well, I mean, what do you mean by you get like 60 of them? I mean, I got like a letter in which they told me that, you know, like some kind of FAQ on bits, because I'm a partner on Twitch, and they tell you like, you know, what it means and stuff. So you get like a monetary reward for every single bit. There's like a very confusing formula for how much a bit is worth. Are you willing to guess?
Oh, okay. Thank you, Knut. Now I know.
Yeah, that's how it works. Well, that's a very confusing formula, isn't it? I should also still work on the way I portray irony. I don't know. Apparently my voice is not compatible with any form of irony. I'm sorry. I disappointed you. People told me my voice has changed, but it still is as monotonous as ever, isn't it? I mean, I hope that hasn't changed.
There is a weird dark spot in my sunglasses. When I look at the screen, it gets really dark, but only when I look at it.
Are you wearing sunglasses right now? Isn't it like 10 or wait, 11:30 a.m.?
It's 11:30, yeah.
Why would you be wearing sunglasses at that point?
It's part of my costume.
Oh, I see. Do you usually wear costume when you're, well, watching Twitch streams?
No. This is a special occasion.
I see. That's very hard.
I was watching my friend do a blind run. Not a blind run. He played it like when he was a kid, but he hasn't played Final Fantasy VII in a while, and it took him forever to figure out how to put that battery in there. It was quite painful to watch.
Well, that's also heartwarming because I mean I have friends. Well, I mean I had friends whom I played FF7 with, but you know I don't have them anymore. They probably just all died.
Yeah, when I was a kid, that jump took me, I want to say a couple months. It was a hard jump. Well, I didn't play 8 hours a day, every day, for months, but I mean, like, I I did it for a couple hours, and I gave up for a couple weeks, and I tried it gave up for a couple weeks. I was a young lad. Especially, the worst part was that I had the guide to the game, and the guide told me when to jump, but it told me the wrong time. It said to jump when it was halfway, but you're supposed to jump when it's almost at you. So I kept trying it when it was halfway, and it would never work.
Sounds kind of miserable.
Yeah. Also, I think I've said this before, but also when I first tried the game as a wee lad, the first fight with the guard scorpion scared me so much that I dropped the game for like a year.
It scared you?
No, it wasn't the guard scorpion. It was the timer. I was so scared of the timer running down.
Did you
because I was super nervous about what would happen.
Did you fear your house would explode in real life, and you know?
Probably something like that. So I just turned off the console whenever the timer came on, or like whenever the timer got like 10 minutes. I was quite young. Keep in mind.
Oh, I see. You know, I never really had... Well, actually, that's not entirely true. When I played Ocarina of Time, Zelda Ocarina of Time with my friends as a child, I don't know, for some reason, whenever there was... there's this graveyard in Kakariko, and when you, like, move the graves, a ghost comes out, and I don't know.
Oh yeah, Dampe.
Yeah. And just there's ghosts around anyway, and for some reason those ghosts, they really scared me, and I just always just went away when that happened, and somebody else had to continue playing until that was over.
Majora's Mask scared me so much as a kid too, because of that day timer thing, where like the moon's going to crash into the city.
I mean, I didn't really care about that. I don't know. I didn't care about the moon crashing into the place. I mean, I don't know. They had it coming. They have such an hideous place anyway. It's not like anything would be lost. But yeah, I mean, Majora's Mask is a very somber game. It's quite dark. I mean, even if you're an adult, you will probably realize that there's a lot of really dark elements in it. It's kind of not really child-friendly if you think about it. I mean, it's not like a happy game, is it? It's very much a very sad, unhappy, somber, almost depressing game. You know, the only Resident Evil memory I have is Resident Evil 3, and whenever I played the game I was eating cornflakes with, I don't know why I remember this, but whenever I played Resident Evil 3, I was eating cornflakes and using my hand as a shovel, like as a spoon. I was just eating cornflakes out of the package with my bare hands. That's a very vivid memory I have of Resident Evil 3. I don't know what that means about anything, but I very fondly remember this. Well, I took the stairs because I think the stairs are less deadly, so that might help.
I posted a Discord exclusive selfie of me watching Kainusa's stream in costume. Only those people in Discord would be able to see it.
That sounds enticing. How hard is this mod on a scale of 1 to 10? I mean, if it's a linear scale, which I strongly suppose you have in mind, where 10 is, you know, hard and 1 is not hard, I don't know, probably like 8. I mean, the game has like different parts. I mean, if you just ask like overall, probably 8, but there's parts that are quite easy and parts that are really, really difficult, so it's not really that even distributed, the difficulty. The parts that are hard, they're really, really hard, but it's still overall a much harder version of the game. Like, you cannot just cheese stuff or just wing stuff. But I mean, it's definitely still possible to beat the game. It's just you have to use strategy more and, you know, grind and stuff. You have to know what you're doing. I will make sure that happens. Thank you, and see you. Make some cake and show me the results.
I will consider it. I need to get more flour though.
Well, when I first played this game, I didn't even get any of the optional characters. I didn't get Jaffe or Vincent, and like on my third or fourth playthrough I did, but you know, just kind of shows that after time you can get better at stuff, including video games. I mean, isn't that a comforting message? I mean, also to be fair, when this game came out, the internet wasn't quite a thing yet, so you couldn't just go online and look things up. I mean, nowadays you can just get information very easily, but when this game was a thing, initially, you were lost unless you had like a guide, and so it probably was much harder back then to get information. Well, the weapons kind of look really scary, don't they? I mean, they're oversized, they're huge, and they have big teeth, at least Ruby has, and they just appear out of nowhere, essentially. And, I don't know, I can understand what you mean. You wouldn't find them in an ordinary petting zoo.